Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome to our first guided art lesson online through our virtual school. I have missed all of you so much. It's been really nice seeing some of you on our flip grids, and even though we don't know when we'll see each other again, I'm happy that we are able to still communicate and share this through using our technologies. So let's begin how we would begin any of our classes, with our brain break. So finding that nice seat, maybe teetering the body from side to side, imagining you have that nice string, pulling it towards the ceiling, locking it in, and then placing the hands either on top of the legs, or maybe bringing one hand to the heart and one hand to the belly. So remember, during our brain breaks, we can keep our eyes open or closed. And when you're ready, on your next breath, start to begin to breathe in through the nose. Feel the belly expand, feel the rib cage expand, feel the chest expand. Now take a big open mouth release. Let the chest fall, let the ribs fall, squeeze that belly to spine. One more like that together. Let's fill up, fill up, fill up. Open mouth, exhale. Letting go, letting go. Inhaling, sweeping the arms up overhead. Exhaling, bringing the hands to the heart. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, bringing your arms to cactus, widening through the chest, maybe rocking from side to side. Exhale, releasing everything down. Very, very good. So today, before we begin, I just wanted to remind you that that brain break we just did can be used anytime throughout your virtual schooling, maybe when you're switching through subjects, or if you want to just use it at home. And even though we're going through some changes, knowing that these brain breaks are really, really good for you, and time to focus in on that breath and breathing is super important to just bring you back to center and making you feel okay. So maybe we even practice them a little more when we're feeling a little unsure of what's going on. So we are going to get started on our first project, and our first guided project is going to be dealing with the principle of design, radial balance. Now we will be kind of showing emphasis as well. There'll be one main focal point, and that is going to be our awesome sun, but it's actually a two-faced sun and moon, sun and moon. So when we're looking at this piece, radial balance just means that the elements of art, and the elements of art, boys and girls, remember, are line, shape, color, form, texture, space, and value. I almost forgot, you reminded me. And what we're gonna do is, you can see that all of the elements of art are radiating out on a central point. So the central point for us would be the sun and the moon, this circle. So we see we have lines radiating out, shapes, colors, textures, even the space. So just like we do every piece, you can do exactly as I do, or you can be creative, making this your very own. I will be taking you step by step. And so even though we have a radial balance, one principle of design balance, we also have all different types of elements and even principles going on here. So we have this radial balance happening, but we also have a beautiful contrast. So you can see I've used my warm colors over here versus the cool colors. So that in itself is showing contrast because there's two opposites side by side. We have regular balance, it's right in the middle, the radial balance, and our emphasis with our sun. So lots of awesome things happening here. Now for materials, what I used is I used a couple of different things, and some of us have done this in the classrooms before. So I used that Sharpie permanent marker. If you have it, great. If not, no big deal. I also used my washable markers. And the way I got the paint effect is I used the water and the brush technique. So I colored everything in or outlined everything and then washed with my brush. So you can do that as well. If you don't have paint, if you don't have a paintbrush or washable markers, you can always just use crayons or just use markers. Remember, especially with these projects we're doing at home, this is truly just a suggestion, and you can be as creative and as different as you'd like with the materials that you're using. And just like everything too, your designs do not have to be like mine. So we'll go ahead and begin to get started. So go ahead and gather your supplies and I'll see you in a sec. All right, kids, so we're gonna go ahead and begin. So making sure that you have your pencil or your Sharpie and then your piece of paper. I'm starting off with my paper being horizontal, going from side to side instead of up and down. Since we're doing radial balance today, the meaning that the everything is radiating off a certain point or a circle. So there's gonna be the circle in the middle, and then my patterns and designs are gonna kind of follow along to go with the pattern of that circle. So you can trace with something around the house. If you have like a yogurt carton, like this is an actual cottage cheese carton, but if you have something like that, you can certainly use it, or you can just make a circle, totally up to you. And I'm gonna try as best as I can to get in the center of my paper. And with my Sharpie, remember, you can use whatever type of utensil you have. I'm just gonna go ahead and trace around, whoops, dropping my Sharpie here. And when I'm finished, voila, I've got a nice little circle right in the center of my paper, which I'm super stoked about. And now I'm gonna start creating my drawing. So since we're doing the contrast between the sun and the moon, I'm gonna first make a nice little line here in the middle to show the two differences between the two. So far, really basic steps, just having your circle and then tracing your lines. So now we're going to start with actually making our faces inside. So I'm going to make my moon face first, and since my moon is on its side, I'm going to make my moon a crescent moon. And since we're personifying, meaning making our moon people, you can see I've kind of curved like I'm making a crescent, and then I've come out and over like I've made a little nose for my guy. Now I'm gonna have it come outward and go for the lips, in, and then back out to finish that crescent. So this is just for the side of the moon. Now, since the moon is usually when we see it sometimes during the day, but it's usually at night. So that's usually when people are sleeping. Hopefully you guys get some nice sleep. So I'm gonna draw my eye here as it's closed. So you can just draw kind of like a smiley face line like this, or you can add little eyelashes like so, adding in your detail. Remember that this is just truly a guide for you, and I would love to see your true creations. You can always go off of what I do, or you can do something totally different, making unique to yourself. And now I'm gonna make the lips. So I'm gonna make a nice curved line here, and then a curved line going out. And since he's peacefully sleeping, I'm gonna just make a nice little curved line like so, to show that my moon is nice and happy, sleeping in the sky. Now I'm going to move on to my other side. And remember, you can always pause this video if I'm going too fast for you. And since the sun over here is nice and awake, I'm going to make an eye that is nice and open. And I'm gonna try my best to get it to the same spot here. So we see that it looks like it's almost making one face, even though there's two different types of expressions going on. So I've made a nice little curved line, a semicircle, and then another curved line inside. You can then make another little curved semicircle for the pupil. And I'm gonna just make some little lines for the texture in the eye here. And now I'm gonna make this a little more decorative. I'm gonna have it go out, make my eyelid, and then start making those eyelashes. Now, I know some of you are like, I don't wanna make eyelashes. That's totally fine. Once again, remember, this is your piece. Create it how you would like. I might add some down below. And since the nose is already here, I'm actually going to leave that nose and leave it as it is, but I'm gonna continue on with my lips. So I'm gonna have them come out. Since our sun is nice and awake this morning, maybe I'm gonna make her mouth nice and big, showing that she is happy. Give her a nice little dimple like so. And then I'm going to start moving on to the background, remembering that this is a radial point so that there is balance moving off of this sun and moon. So we have all of our patterns, lines, shapes, and colors radiating off this one point. So I'm gonna make some sunbeams here, the rays of light, and I'm just gonna have these diagonal lines go out. And remember, you can always move your paper. I highly suggest that, especially when we're working with our radial balance. And then there you have it. We've got that going for us on one side. Now I'm going to do something different to keep the contrast going on this side. I'm going to just have nice curved lines continuing on over at the moon. So basically just making big semicircles here. You can see as I get closer to the edge, they're gonna be coming off the page. And lastly, I'll do that one. And voila. Now you can see I've got two contrastive lines going on. And now the next step is for you to add your patterns, your lines and designs. They can be exactly like mine or they can be totally different. I highly encourage you to do something totally and completely different from what I'm doing to really create a nice, unique pattern to you. So this next step, I really would like you to spend some time making it your best. You know, maybe pausing the video, take some time to sketch out on another piece of paper, or think about what your favorite type of pattern or motif is. And once you've finished one side, you can go to the moon. And I'm gonna keep my patterns pretty consistent here. You can do something totally different on the other side, but I've chosen to do the same. And remember, you can always listen to music while you're creating, just as we do in the art room, to help you stay centered and focused into your artwork and the process of art making. Using this time to fully relax and just enjoy your time with your piece. So almost done here with this pattern. And then adding in any other type of detail that you would like before turning into color. So knowing that it's totally fine to stop here if you only have markers or pencils, or maybe you do some shading. And in fact, what I'll do to show you what I mean is maybe just if you're doing some type of polka dot, you could color in certain areas, like so. So I think I'll do this for my moon side, but for my sun side, I'm gonna leave my polka dots open. And while we're here, just figuring out what you're going to use next. So several options, whatever you have at the house. You can use watercolors, paints, markers, crayons to add in any color. Very much up to you. And I will be using a combination of watercolors and markers. So the next step, I'm actually going to do a time lapse. So you'll see me finishing painting rather quickly, but I really want this next step to be the time for you to truly make it your own. You guys are so creative in the art room, and I know you will be creative at home. I've already seen some amazing artwork on our flip grids. So use this time to make this piece very special and unique to you. All right, so I can't wait to see the final products. And now we're gonna watch me as I add my color to mine.